Hello there, everyone. This is Adarsh Gaur here, and I hope you all guys are all right, all fit and fine and healthy. What is this video about? This video is about a case study which I have been doing and implementing, which is a flight booking system. So, whenever some client asks you to have a product ready for him and he comes with some requirements, let's suppose he wants ABC requirements, then what's the first thing which comes to your mind? With suppose my kind of mindset, you're a person who will try to find and explore the relevancies in the market. The same I did. I tried to find out some relevancies regarding my case study, which is a flight booking system, and I got taking the references from there. My mindset was pretty ready, but it was just a flow. Like for flight booking system, first a user needs to search a flight, then he needs to book the flight, and then he should have a confirmation, and then he should be able to check in and check out, and then there must be something to cancel booking and many other things. So how these things are going to work upon, that is what my mindset was. Now presenting your mindset in terms of data and diagram flow is called low level diagram or low level designs. This is my low level diagram, as you can see here, low level document you can see here, and then coming up to the point, like can you see this diagram? This is the core of my project. This is the mindset I have worked upon with. So the technologies which I have used, for front end it is Angular, for back end it is Spring Boot microservice, which is a Java based framework, and then for database I have used MongoDB, the NoSQL one. Fine. Now I termed something here which is microservices. So what does this mean? Microservices are basically the containers. Containers of what? So let me explain you something. There are two approaches to work upon any project. There is monolithic and one another is microservices. What is monolithic and what is microservices based? Let's suppose there's a big tank and there are several packets of Lays. Some are green, some are blue, some are red, some are yellow, and all are mixed up. Although it's a tank which 23 kids are supposed to have, but when you go there to distribute these packets, demand comes of I want blue Lays. Let's suppose I come to you and I ask you that I need a blue Lays. Then what will you do? You open the tank, you put up your hand in there, and you'll search for the blue one. When you search for the blue one, maybe you must be getting, since they are all mixed up, you must be getting something yellow in your hand, red in your hand, and that is pretty confusing. Yeah. What if you already knew that there are containers of let's suppose red are in one container, yellow are in another container, blue are in another container, and all these containers are placed in the tank. Now when someone comes to you, let's suppose I come to you and I ask, I want the blue one please, and there you just pick up the blue one container, bring it out and give me the packet. It was easy, it was handy as a developer too. Also, microservices communicate to each other as it is required. Let's suppose I have made flight search microservice, booking microservice, check-in microservice. So they are kind of independent, but somewhere communicating to each other. Yeah? Fine. Let me explain you the structure first, and then we'll move ahead with the explanation. So there are three roles: customer, admin, and attendee. Attendee can check in the user or the customer. Customer can flight book or flight search. Coming up, there is some API gateway. What is this API gateway I'm talking about? API gateway is something which acts as a gate for all the microservices to enact. Let's suppose I'm a user and I don't know the servers for every particular one. There is flight search, there's booking, there's check-in, messaging. Let's suppose flight search is on 8082 server, booking is on 8083, and then so on. But as a naive user, I don't know which server is linked to which one. So if I want to reach flight search, I could use the server of API gateway to reach flight search microservice. All I need to do is let flight search be pinged by API gateway. For this API, this particular API of flight search needs to be registered on API gateway. Understand it this way. Let's suppose API gateway is the receptionist and all these are the employees. So a postman comes and asks that, do you have a flight booking somewhere here? And it'll say, let me check. It'll go through its application.properties file and see, yes, booking is registered with me. Let me ping him. API gateway will ping to booking. Booking will come to the API gateway and tell, yes, what's the issue? And he'll tell that there is a postman asking for you. And then the interlink would be connected for customer and booking. This is how API gateway works. Now, there was this one thing I was talking about, which is that, of course, they are dependent, they are not dependent, they are interdependent. All the microservices are interdependent, but somehow they are communicating to each other. So how does this communication take place? This communication takes place via something developed by Netflix. Actually, the one I have used is the one I'm talking about. It is a Eureka server which I'm using to let them communicate to each other. I'll be giving you visualizations of all the terms I'm speaking up one by one while moving ahead. So the flow is API gateway is there, which consists of the security. Security is basically authorization and authentication. I have used JWT, JSON Web Token based authentication and authorization, so that it definitely ensures that, yeah, I have this secure website here. So it will enable the three roles to access their respective microservices depending upon their authorized roles. These microservices are interlinked with the databases specifically for them, which we have taken care of, as I told, in MongoDB. Now, as of now, I have taken Compass, and which is a local database in my device, and I have used it as I wanted to not get interrupted by the network errors while working on Atlas. However, working on Atlas is always the priority, and it is more easier than going on the local database, local devices, as all you need is just to create a cluster and same methods as on Compass. Okay, all right. So this is the core flow, and there are individual flows. If you wish, can comment down, and we'll make another video explaining them all. All right, so now coming to the UI. So as I informed that for UI I have used Angular. This is something which I have made, and let me inform you very clearly that I have used a template-driven approach. How could ever I have used the reactive approach too? But I felt that more of making it customized would be really nice. Although I'm pretty good with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and some media queries and jQuery, so it works fine for me to have this fight with HTML and CSS. So I used it. However, you can very easily go with the TypeScript files, as when you use reactive forms or reactive approach, you need to work upon the TypeScript files more. TypeScript files are for functionalities basically. However, we in template-driven approach also need to use them, and I'll be coming to that part later. But before starting, I was to inform so that. Now, coming up that how the functionalities are working. So I have named this project as FlightBuzz because I was just getting the buzz of flighting, when got this project. So, yep, there's a footer. Of course, and abilities are there. Contact us, crew, admin. And these, I don't have a registration of FlightBuzz up there, so haven't yet made. Copyright, yes, Adarsh Kaur there. And then home, this is my home. And all I could do is search a flight from Mumbai to Delhi or any of the places. As of now, limited one, since it's a prototype. And then I need not, I don't want the state. Okay, fine. I want to search. Nope. Date is required. So, can I choose 4th? No, of course not, because it has been passed. And so, these restrictions and validations are the best practices you should follow. Coming up. So let me choose this 18th and search the flight. Fine. This is something which is coming up from microservices. Flight search microservice. So flight search microservice is basically linked to my flight search database, and there I have flights with all these data, and so it is fetching it up and presenting me up here in my visualizations. Click on the book now button and it says, no, you need to log in. These alerts are pretty necessary. How could you could have used that suite alerts and all. They are really handy, but time consuming. So if you wish to have custom alerts, you can go for suite alerts. Then it will redirect you to the login page. But if you're not a person who is already logged, you are already registered, then simply you can sign up. Oh no, why cannot you sign up? Because there should be some data. This is called form validation, where form tells you that you need to enter some data. Without entering some data, I won't allow you to register yourself. So this is what form validations are. Let's suppose GF and some more other data, like yeah, some number. So can you see this? Username must be at least 3 characters, email must be valid email address, and password is of course required, and I put it J. It should be of 8 characters. So these all things are required, and this is called this is called form validation. So let me enter some name, which is Adarsh in my case, and email is adarsh.ag15, and password is xyz123@. Sign me up, please. No, I cannot sign you up. Why? Because username is already taken. So my sign up microservice, my security microservice basically have this functionality of sign up, and which enables me to check if database already consists of Adarsh named person, or this mail ID is already consisted in database. So if this is already taken, this cannot be taken again. This is what data validation is. So I guess you must be now pretty much comfortable with what is form validation, what is data validation now. Coming up to login, Adarsh, since he's already registered, and it's me, by the way. So let's log in him. So he's logged in as a role of user, and how could I have simply just redirected it in front end using the router? So maybe some code error, but yeah, there you are, logged in as Adarsh. And now I want to go from Mumbai to Delhi, and on date 20th May, and search the flight. I want to go with 702. I am not a good morning person, so I'll go with the good night thing, that is 9:20 p.m. And there you have it. You have this booking page. So I want this user to be booked. So what should be the name? Let's say Kritika. Okay, I'm not going, but someone named Kritika is going. Her age is 46, and she chooses to be only these seats are available. Okay, 46. Same. Wait a minute. Can you see the seats? 1, 2, 34, and all. Let's see. I don't want to go with any one of them. I want to go with some other flight. Only these seats are available, so it's fine. Mumbai to Delhi. I want to go on 20th May, and okay, I'll manage to go in the morning. Same name, Kritika, and her age. What was the age? 46, I guess. Oops. Are these the same seats? No, these are not the same seats. So let's choose one. This is something I've managed from the front end, but coming up in the version 2 is a disastrous thing, is a massive mind-blowing thing which I have just created, and things are being ready at the backend part. Taking care of the front end is time consuming, so we'll definitely bring it up in version 2. So stay tuned with the channel. And I want to book this flight. Okay, so what is this? Okay, since Adarsh is logged in, so we have this Adarsh to pay the amount. Email is adarsh.ag15. And how come this amount be here, like 8320? How did it happen? Well, I've taken care of it too, that you need not to put the amount randomly, and it should be taken as per your seat you have chosen. Let's suppose I'm getting back and I want to enter the details again. Kritika, you want to travel on seat number 5. Let's book it. The amount is different now. Yep, that's how things work. I've taken care of it too using front end. So how are you going to pay this amount? Where I need to pay this amount? This is being taken care of by using external API gateway of payment, which is Razorpay. Let's see how this works. And yes, the test mode of Razorpay enables us as a user or as a developer to have this demo of payments. So Adarsh Gaur, the payment is being done to Adarsh Gaur, who is having FlightBuzz as his server. So you need to pay 6,322 rupees to him for your seat 46, and there you have it. 1, 2, 3, success. Let's check. Yes, can you see this? Booking successful. Check mail ID for details. So we'll be checking these mail ID for details, and in a bit, definitely let me show you the mail. All right, so due to some reasons I couldn't check up my mails up there, so we'll attach the image of mail with the PNR number I've got. So let me tell you that is the booking confirmed, is the booking made or done or not. So for this, in a while I'll be back, and we'll definitely bring up the screen here. All right, so let's confirm if the booking is made. Actually, this is the issue I'm facing for the screen recorder, as I need to get some other one. So apologies for the issue. Okay, let's move ahead and check if the booking is being made. So I must have got a mail regarding ID 748. I definitely am going to attach this image, and departure date is 20th May, and I had made the booking right at this date, and my flight was 7001, and this data is being referred to this data here. So let me explain the database, however. So my flight database consists of the collections, which is booking, flight data, flights, roles, orders, and users. So user order consists of the payments I have made. So here's the latest one. Let me refresh. Yeah, fine. So here's the latest one which I have made, and this being referred to the user here. So users are here, as you can see. Attendee is here, Adarsh is here, location is there, admin, and then Rudra. By the way, all of these my names. So coming up next are roles. There are 3 roles, as I explained: role user, role admin, and role attendee. Then there are flights. These are the flights from particular locations: Mumbai to Bhopal, Mumbai to Delhi, and they have some references of flights as well, which are 701, 702, and all. So let's have flight data here. Here's the data. Data is what is the flight ID, flight number, departure time, arrival time, and that's it. Something next we are coming up, as I told in version 2, is the seat map. So seat map would be added up here in the flights itself, and then there's booking. Booking consists of, let me explain you the way I'm talking about. Like there would be passengers, multiple passengers can have passenger ID, name, age, seat, and amount. This amount is being auto calculated, 9,000, 4,000, and then you have 9,000 again, so 22,000 in total amount which is to be paid. And then there's OTP, which I'm talking about, Twilio, which is coming up in my version 2 for messaging service. So there are pretty updates which I'm almost ready with at the backend part, but yet to be done in front end. Given the restriction of auto generation of ID here, auto generation of ID for passengers as well, and you remember Kritika of age 45 had the seat of seat number 5th, and the amount was this, and yet payment completed is false, as Razorpay updates it within 24 hours. So in test mode, there are things which are not working very fastly. However, in the actual mode, Razorpay enables them. So wait for 24 hours to get it true. Then there's checked in and booking cancelled. So let's go and check them out. All right, so since booking is made and we have checked it out that yes, their booking has been made, Let's check if there are other abilities. Cancel booking. We'll be coming to cancel booking once we check in. So let's log out. And since we haven't enabled the self check-in part for customers as of now, and that is too coming up in version 2. But right now, the crew standing up in front of you while you enter the flight are the ones who verify you as a user, as the booked passenger, and then allow you to check in. So let me enter the password here. Once you enter the password, you are logged in as attendee. Please proceed. And I want to cancel the booking for someone, and I want to attendee board and check ticket. So what was the number, by the way? Let me check. Our PNR number was 748, right? So I want to have ticket. I am the user. I went to the flight. Right there, standing up on door, someone asked me, the attendee or the crew asked me, please, can I have your PNR number? Then I need to mention 782. Am I right or not? I am definitely not right. It's 748. So 748 and get ticket. 1, 2, 3. Yes, Kritika of age 46 have the seat 5. I have verified now, and now I want them to check in. Oops, ID is required. By the way, were we having any... Let me do this. Yeah, we have this validation everywhere. So by this, you can get this in your brain set that we need data validation and form validations everywhere. These are the bases. These are the basics actually, and these are the basics of front end. For regarding the basics of back end, there are other things you need to take care of. Those are comments. Those are the structural or the project flows, and the Eurekas, the auto-generated documentations. Will be coming up to them later. So as of now, let's check in someone. ID was 748, and I want them to check in. Checked in successfully. Shall we check if the user is checked in? Sure. So in a while, opening my another window and showing you. All right, so can you see this? Yes, there you have it, and let me refresh it and see if I am checked in. So yes, can you see here that I'm definitely checked in. Now coming up to booking cancellation part. So let's come to booking cancellation part. So there we are, and as you can see that a user, which is Adarsh, who had made the booking, is logged in now, and he wants to cancel the booking. So cancel the booking. Yeah, come on, cancel the booking. No, he cannot. The button is not enabled, and as you can see the status which is invalid or null ID. So he needs to enter some ID. Let's suppose 56, and then not able to click it. Why? Because it needs some ID which is valid. ID is required then. So 748 is the right ID up here, and when I click, I get this pop-up, confirm cancellation. Please tick tick 1, tick tick 2, tick tick 3. There you have it, booking cancelled successfully. And if you check in database, definitely it's going to be there. And switching again to show you this just in a while. Okay, so there we have it, MongoDB database, which is on Compass, and as you can see that 748 ID has this booking cancelled. So it is true now, and check-in is auto-tuned to false. So this is how my project works. And considering next, let me come to the microservices which I have developed and give you a light punch and hint of what are these. Anyways, before moving to the one which I'm talking about, let me just present you something which is coming up in version 2, the seat map I was talking about. So let me go for it. Yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. For each particular flight, there are going to be different structures which are HTML based, and the visual parameter based we have created, and especially the checkboxes, if they are already booked in the database, they're going to be turned red. The functionality is being worked upon in front end. However, from the back end, there are things yet pending. Not much, but very soon you will be having this version 2 consisting of Twilio inabilities of messaging, the network messaging, I mean the main mobile messaging via Twilio, the external API, and then the seat map of seating, and then the third one is admin abilities to create the flight, to distort the flight, or to just cancel a booking, cancel a flight, so that user can have those notifications as well. Now let's move to the microservices and let you have a punch of microservices structure and front-end structure. However, if you want, just mention it down. We'll make a separate video with whole explanatory part. All right, so here's my STS Spring Tool suite, which basically is used to generate or write or create the microservices. These are all microservices: admin, API gateway, check-in, Eureka server, flight booking, flight search, payment, and security. Now, you remember the API gateway thing I have explained? So this is what the API gateway actually it looks like. Can you see it here? Now this is flight booking microservice, the name is here, and it is on port 8082, but it will definitely run on the port which is of API gateway. I'll demonstrate that too in later video sometime. Now there are some things you need to think about and take care of. The thing is, let me explain the properties code first so that it will be easy for you. This is basically for the connection of database. This is for registering a client, registering this microservice as a client on Eureka server. This Eureka server here, can you see this? So Eureka server application, let me open it up here. So yeah, this annotation here, enable Eureka server, enables this microservice as a Eureka server. What is this Eureka server? We'll be coming to up that next. Remember I told you about microservices being independent but communicating to each other for the data and for references. Eureka server is the key generated by Netflix for that purpose. So this is the one we are registering every microservice as a client to Eureka server, but not itself. Remember, Eureka server cannot register itself as a client. Then there's this Swagger open API which we have patched to just generate the automated documentation here. And why do we need this? We need this for other users to access the API and have knowledge of API that fine, these are the methods in this particular API and this is how it works. So that so we go with the open API path. Next is Razorpay, as I informed that we are using the Razorpay gateway for payment. And next is the mail service, Java mail service we have used with SMTP, which is a simple mail transfer protocol. And the Gmail one we have used. The port 587 enables us to send 10,000 mails per day. And it's not a bondage yet. If you want to increase with Gmail, you just need to put up a password and username, which is not the default one which we use, but these are the ones specifically generated by managing our account and creating app preference there. You can have multiple videos right up on YouTube regarding this, and if you want me to have this video, can definitely mention down and comment. And now let's talk about best practices. So best practices are to have comments of functionality as well as if there are going to be some errors or all. And then there are the structures. So why I love Spring Boot is because of annotations. We'll have this brief video sometimes. There's shortage of time we do have. And then there's structure I was talking about. So why Eureka server? Let's open flight booking, the complex one. If I open this structure, you can pretty much easily understand that flight booking core application is here, configurations are here, controllers are here, and POJO means the DTO files or the model files, you call them whatsoever, are here. Then there are repository here, basically database management. These are interfaces, so these manage the database. Let me open one and show you. There must be a Mongo repository, which is a plugin, or which we say a dependency in pom.xml file, which enables you to interlink it to Mongo database. Fine. Then you have these services here, and in resources you have application.properties, which is the one opened here. So this is how you should have the structure. Then you should have historisk for the fallback methods and to just handle the fault tolerances by on its own. This is done by Netflix. Again, Netflix is a good developer in Spring Boot, and then you have various other things. Let's suppose you can have Docker containerization. So we'll explain it sometime else, but I hope you must have got a punch of what my project is all about. Now let's go and have a visual to the front end as well. All right, so there you have my front end part, and as we are lacking of time, so cannot explain you much, but the simple approach is you have components based on the authorizations, like I do have admin authorized for admin, attendee for attendee purpose, the check-in one, if you remember. The attendee role was here, and the user, which is having the ability to book, and then the rest are the default public views. So creating components, registering them with routers, giving them the routes, and then uh, enabling them so to be accessible by everyone, and having their modules registered on modules, and then have services for them so that they can interlink with the middleware we have created via Spring Boot. Those are the microservices we are getting them connected to. Let's suppose I have this flight booking microservice, so this cancel booking, then it is going to link to the one. By the way, you can use proxies here, definitely. While using containerizations, we are definitely going to use them up. As of now, I haven't mentioned them since it is just a prototype. But if you're using Docker containerizations, you can definitely go for the proxies. It's a single line of code you need to put up in your middleware as well as in frontend. So I guess that must be fine idea and a rough ping it up thing regarding the front end. And let me just show you one more thing, which is how we have kept up the things. So as I was talking about the template driven approach, so manually we type HTML, CSS and JavaScript up here, and then we give the abilities and functionalities via TS file, the TypeScript file. So let me open the TypeScript file. Here are the TypeScript files. So the TypeScript files enables you to it was some else, I think it was for canceling one, right? Well, you must be getting the idea that we have these methods up here which we use in our HTML. So let's suppose new passenger. Yeah, this is the same. So while clicking on add button, it should add a new passenger which is being taken care here. So the methods are in TS file and the core visualizations in our HTML and CSS files, and then you have service to link it with the backend. So be it, here I would like to end up my video, and since you have a lot of questions and queries, just mention them down in the comment. There I am to answer it all. Next, I would like to tell you that the source code link has been provided down in the comment, which is GitHub, and you can also find me on LinkedIn. The next part is coming up very soon, version 2. So do not forget to check out my next video, which is of version 2. That's all from my side. Thank you guys.